Hello, hello. Happy Saturday and happy National Scrapbooking Day. I was going to say international because we have people celebrating Scrapbook Day all over the world. I'm Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country, live from Fredericksburg, Texas. This might be a surprise to some of y'all, me going live on Saturday. But I wanted to do something fun for National Scrapbook Day. So if you're joining me, say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. And if you're celebrating International Scrapbooking Day today, let me know that and maybe what you're doing. Are you scrapbooking, hanging out with friends at a crop or at a retreat? I would love to know. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and let me know you're here. So it's been somewhat of a frustrating day. Facebook and Instagram has decided to give me a bunch of errors on like cybersecurity stuff. I think there's an issue with some of the links that I have shared for my constant contact email. I don't know. I've still got to figure it out, but it's been a frustrating morning. Hello, Cherise. How are you today? What have you got going on? So I had some big plans for today, and I haven't really gotten to do much of them so far because of my Instagram and Facebook issues. I was going to share some fun things, and I think I managed to get something posted to Facebook, but Instagram won't let me post. And I guess Facebook's letting my live go through since you're on Facebook, Charisse. Anybody viewing from YouTube? Someone had said there were some YouTube issues, but I haven't done anything with YouTube today until now. So I should be live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to look real quick just to see. Looks like I'm live, so that's good. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with my links that I've been sharing and maybe find a new alternative. Yard work. Well, thanks for hopping on. Yeah, Jeff went out and did some yard work today, but I've been dealing with the social media mess today, some trying to figure out workarounds. So let me do this as well. All right. So just putting a little information in the comments section, similar to what I had in the description. If you have any questions, let me know. But let's get started on what I have planned today. A little bit different than what I've been doing. I'm going to create a 12 by 12 scrapbook page today using a brand new collection of products, is called the Celebratory Sips Collection. It's going to be a brand new online exclusive that goes live on Tuesday, May 6th. So it's not quite yet available. So this is a sneak peek for you. And I think I have most of the suite of products that are in this collection. And I am going to use a sketch that I made up, a couple of months ago. I guess it was back in March. I did it for my March 2025 Paper Pumpkin video series. So if you didn't catch that, it'll be brand new. I also shared the PDF of the sketch in my newsletter earlier today. And so if you're on my newsletter, you should have gotten that in your email. And if not, maybe let me know that you'd like to sign up for my newsletter because I'll be sharing it again this evening. All right, so let's go through the suite of products and what I'll be using today. Of course, we have the beautiful designer series paper. I have a few sheets in here already. I'm not sure if I, so we have this beautiful one. So celebratory sips is what it's called. So wine, mimosas. I'm not sure what it could be any type of drinks, I guess. Doesn't have to be alcoholic drinks. I also, so this is, there's the background of that paper right here. So there's that one. And then totally a whole front and back of paper, just floral, using probably Blackberry Bliss and some Mossy Meadow and Garden Green, maybe. But so this is not beverage themed at all. So can incorporate that in different ways or use that however you wish. Then I am going to use this pattern. And then this is a real cool pattern, and you can actually use your stamps with this one too, but it could be non-beverage related as well. And I guess that's that Blackberry Bliss, and I'm not sure what the pink is. Oh, I think it's the new in color strawberry slush. Yes, I love this one right here. I'm going to be using this one. I'm going to show you how to die cut. Use your die cuts to cut out the paper on this pattern. This is one of our new in colors as well. This is Secret Sea and a lot of fun little shapes. I have this one in my stack because I can show you how to cut out some of the dies or some of those pieces using dies instead of fussy cutting. So if you're joining me, say hello, let me know you're here. Like, follow, share, all of that. I would so appreciate just to get my channel out to others that you might know are interested in scrapbooking. There's another floral design, two-page. That's the back of it right there, I believe. So this one is reminding me a lot of another, I don't remember the name of the collection of paper, but it's similar to that. So I'm going to put those aside. So we're going to do it. You're going to get a sneak peek of it this week. And then probably in a couple of weeks, I will be using that collection, this collection of products again all week long during my Scrap and Create, in my Scrap and Create kit for my Monday, Wednesday, Friday lives. So this is the stamp set and dies that go with this collection, Cheers and Sips. So you can see you can make all kinds of different fun drinks. Got ice cubes, and then you've got some cute little words and sayings up here. Hello, Sharon. I know, it's a fun one, isn't it? I was so excited when we got it. All right, and then you've got your dies here that you can do a lot with, and I'm going to show you how to do something with a lot of these right here. I don't know that I don't think I'll be using these up here because I'm not going to do much, if any, stamping. Maybe cheers or something like that, but I'm going to focus more on the dies today. And then I grabbed this is not part of the suite. This is an older suite from I think the March or maybe even January online exclusives. But the Everyday Arches, I'm going to be using these dies right here. These have been super popular. I think I did check and they're available right now. So grab those if you want to get your hands on them. And then I also have the Stylish Shapes I'm going to be using some of the squares back here, I believe. And I also grabbed my mini alphabet dies so that I can make my title. Then these products right here, well, these two, I believe, are part of the suite of products. I was going to look real quick and double check. I think I have to pull it up. Celebratory. I'm going to have to, let's see here. Let's do cheers. See if I can get it pulled up. There's that one. Celebratory sips. The suite, it is this ribbon. Okay, so you get the paper, the stamps, the dies, the embossing folders. Look at these cool embossing folders. There's some cool designs on there, along with these holographic resin dots and this gold striped ribbon. And then let's go over the elements of my page real quick. But I got to check on Ladybug. She's wanting in real quick. So if you're new here, I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. I've been doing that for almost a full year now. May have missed a week or two here and there, but not very many. And so going live on Saturday is a rare occasion, but since it's National Scrapbook Day, I thought this was the perfect time to do so. All right, so I've got a picture of my mom and I from 2016 Mother's Day, and I put together this gigantic glass container of sangria, and we spent the weekend together. So I've got my journaling here. Mother's Day 2016, I wanted to do something special for mom, so I made a big batch of homemade sangria and gifted it in this pretty glass container. Her smile says it all. We laughed, sipped, and soaked up the sweetness of time together. It was a small gesture, but one that poured out so much love. How cool is that? Hello, Rhonda. Thanks for joining me from Georgia. Appreciate you commenting. Are you scrapbooking today? Who here scrapbooks? Yes, this is a cute new paper collection, definitely. All right, so I think I'm going to be cutting these apart here in just a little bit, but we'll do that in a short bit. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I love ChatGPT. It helps me with so many things. My social posts, my journaling, my scrapbooking, card ideas, scrapbook page ideas. The list just goes on and on. I use it for everything now. I don't use Google anymore hardly ever because ChatGPT will give me the exact answer I want almost every time. So I asked it for some scrapbook title ideas, the journaling block. I told it I wanted, kind of what it to say and what it was about. It helped me with that journaling block. And then here were some other original photo ideas it recommended, like me and Bevan with our favorite drinks, celebrating graduation countdown. That would be fun. A coffee date with Jeff. So, use it in a little bit different way to, um, you could probably, they're not the exact shapes of like a coffee cup, but I mean, you might could do like a iced coffee in this one. You could put the ice in there and make it one of the tall tumblers for coffee. All kinds of things you could do. Toasting with mocktails at home on the porch, craft table with your favorite beverage while you create. Who's got one on their? I'm gonna ask you, who's got one on your table right now if you're crafting? I'm a professional scrapbooking viewer. That's funny, Sharon. So I've got my coffee, that my second cup. I know it's 2:42 in the afternoon, but I've needed it today with all the social media issues I've been having. I'm trying to finish up my shake. And believe me, I know we shouldn't have open containers on our desk. So I'll move these in a second. But then I've got my water, my lemon water here, lemonade, I guess. So I put a little bit of stevia in it too to make it sweet. So I'm going to move some of these out of the way. Here's your first tip of the day. Be careful what you have on your scrap table. Make sure you have a closed lid. So this one would be probably okay. But I have 3 drinks on here right now that I'm working on. Okay, and I think that was about it on the Chat GPT stuff. Here's my sketch, y'all. Okay, so I made it into a PDF. I sent it out in my newsletter today. And if you want to, I'm afraid to put the link because Facebook and Instagram have been really weird today. So you can go check out my Instagram and you should be able to find the link to it in my bio if you want to sign up for my newsletter. And I could probably share my Instagram with you. It's at Passionate About Scrapbooking. So you could go to Instagram.com/passionate about scrapbooking. And I think that'll get you there. Or just look me up on your phone. Okay, so I'm trying to be very careful so I don't get in like Facebook jail because something weird is going on with my Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so I have the PDF that I've made. So there's the sketch. I put a little bit of some lines here so you can jot down some notes. There's measurements. So if you just want to screenshot this, you're welcome to do that too. I'm going to be doing more of these in the future though, so be sure to sign up for my newsletter. And then I just gave some basic um, instructions of how to do this. You can watch a video to this one in particular to see how I put the page together. Okay, so this is what we're working with today. And then when I'm done, I'll try to remember to show you my second page, the original page I made using the May 25 paper pumpkin kit. All right, so let's get busy. I didn't pre-cut anything because I was just frustrated. My anxiety was a little high because of the issues with Instagram and Facebook. And the things that I wanted to do today for National Scrapbook Day were not working out. So I just decided to gather my supplies and take a deep breath, go live, and create. So that's what we're doing. I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. So that's a good sign. So I'm going to use this as the background of my page. I'm going to bring in my handy dandy Versamat and just place it over top of there because the glass mat's the same size mostly, but I love my Versamat. So if you have some type of a 12 by 12 scrapbook mat or can get one, that would be great. This is an old one that I had from close to my heart. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is cut the center out of this paper. So we're going to go start to finish today. If you have any questions, let me know. Just leave it, I'll check the comments. So I like to cut out, if I'm going to put a piece of paper, like I'm going to put the white daisy paper over top of this. So I don't want to waste all this paper. So I'm going to cut out a 10-inch square out of the middle of this. So I go to 1 inch over here on this side. And then I line up my blade. This is my blade at 1 inch right here. And I'll end up with a 1 inch border all the way around. And then that 10-inch piece will cut out. So we're going to cut 1 to 11 and do that all the way around. This is the dots are the strawberry slush that's in our in colors for 2025 to 2027. My understanding is that the strawberry slush is a color that's been around before, but not in our current color palette. So super pretty. All right, so now I have this 10-inch piece that I can do all kinds of fun things with. And we're going to keep that over here because we might do a little bit of fussy cutting. All right, I'm going to set that right there for the moment because I've got to cut this down a little bit as well. This is a 12 by 12 piece of white willow cardstock, and I'm going to cut it at, I'm going to cut it 1 inch. I think that's right. I said 11-inch of cardstock. So I'll cut 1 inch right here, rotate it one time, and cut 1 inch again. Hey, Debbie, what are y'all up to? Are you traveling? And then I'm going to put these aside. Don't know if I'll use them or not. And then let's go ahead and cut. I'm going to put this right here so y'all can kind of see it. I'll move over a little bit. So I've already cut this piece and that piece. Now I need an 11 by 2 piece of cardstock or designer series paper. And I think I decided I would do this right here as that piece. So I'm going to do 2 inches. Let me see what patterns are on here, those. So I'm going to turn my paper like this. I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. Then I can set that aside for now. I'm not sure if I'll use any more of that or not. Then we're going to rotate it and cut it down to 11 inches. So it's the same as this white. All right, so I've got those pieces going on now. And then let's see, let me think through this for a minute. I think I want to bring in some more of that strawberry slush. Okay, let me look and see. Yep, that's what I want to do. Okay, so this I think I'm going to cut it let me grab, I have to get a few measurements here to make sure I cut it the right way. So this one I'm going to cut out of that piece here in a few minutes. Okay. I'm going to set it over here to the side. And then this next one, I'm going to cut out of here. Let me see what the measurement is real quick. It is, yeah, less than 4 inches. So I'm going to cut this piece down at 4 1/4, so right in the middle, because it's 8.5 by 11. And we'll use this one to cut this piece out of. And then I'll also use, so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'm going to grab my Stylish Shapes next. And I'm going to do the large square, I believe. I'm going to cut that 3 times. I need it cut out of this paper, so I'll have to use that other piece too. So we'll use both those pieces. I think that'll be all I'll use for that. And if we get most of our pieces, we're going to have quite a bit of prep on just die cutting pieces out. And then I need my mini alphabets. And I'm going to cut those out of the new cloud cover cardstock. So that's a new in color as well. I'm going to cut this at 5.5 inches. And then I'll probably cut this out several times. So I'll have a lot of those letters. All right. And We'll come back here in a few minutes and we'll be cutting out like some of our drinks and some of our fruit, but we won't do that right this second. But while I'm here, let me do this. I am going to go ahead and cut this piece at 6 inches. So I have two that are 6 by 12, and these will go through my stamp and cut and emboss machine easier. And I think I'll do the exact same with this. Kind of looking at, I have, because this looks like the color of our wine. So I could do these two. We'll see. I'm just, before I cut it, I want to see. Sometimes I'll cut around all the images so that I don't waste any right there. But you can also piece some things together if you had to. Okay, so we'll put those aside. So let's do a little bit of die cutting right now. And then we'll piece some of our page together. Hey, Kim, how are you? Happy National Scrapbooking Day to you too. Oh, Debbie said she stayed home. Well, cool. All right, let me grab the my machine. I'm glad to see some familiar faces. If you're hopping on late, I was just sharing earlier that I've been really stressed out this morning because I'm having issues with Instagram and Facebook, deleting my posts, my stories, saying that there's a cybersecurity risk, and I know there's not. So it has to do, I think, with my constant contact. So a little frustrated with that. So I think it's just some links. And maybe someone reported it because constant contact, when you click on their links, they go through this security thing, and it's like supposed to happen that way, I think. I need to do a little checking into it and see what the problem is because it will take you right to the website. So I don't know. Don't know. I haven't had any issues with it before. So maybe someone reported it. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to do my alphabet letters. And I think I'm just going to make it somewhat easy today and run it through a couple of times so that I have plenty of letters. So we're going to make a little pile of letters here. There it is. Before my take your pick tool. I guess, wow, they all came out. Surprise, surprise. I'm just going to have to push them out a little bit. So anyhow, just going live and creating for a few minutes, I already feel better. And that's what it's all about, is finding the joy in the process, not freaking out. If I could just figure out how not to freak out when things go wrong on social media, that would be great. And then I don't, even when I mess up with scrapbooking, I've gotten to where I'm pretty chill about it. I can figure out a way to fix it. But the social media thing, I'm not so sure about. All right, so I'm just going to throw those in this pile because I think I kind of decided on a title, but I need to look at them again because I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to do it at least one more time and then we'll see if we need any more letters. Yay! Debbie's making birthday cards. Yeah, see if you can check your email, Debbie. Did you get my email about with the scrapbook? sketch in it. All right, let's see here. Some of those popped out, some not so easy. So I'd love to know who's scrapping today. So I got a pass this year because Jeff's birthday is not till Tuesday. But the last year, I don't think it was on the weekend either. But the couple of years before that, it was. And I felt guilty about scrapping on his birthday weekend, so I didn't. So last year, I told him, I was like, all right, since your birthday's not on the weekend, I'm going to be scrapbooking or trying to do some. And he was cool with it. Now he's going to take Tuesday off. That's his birthday. I told him, I was like, why don't you take the day off and we'll go do something fun? So he actually did. I'm so proud of him. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's work on these now. I said I wanted to do this one. It's not going to fit this way, so we'll do it like this. Okay, yesterday I saw my tape. Now, oh, there it is. Okay, I couldn't find my tape yesterday, my 3D or my post-it tape. I'm just going to tack it down so it kind of stays where I want it. And then I do need to do see if we can get all this fit on here. I need 3 of these squares. So this is really a scrapbook sketch that I came up with myself. And then I made a little template for you. Yay, I'm so glad you got it. I'm gonna try to be doing more of those. And you could actually print it out and punch holes in it if you wanted and put it in a notebook. All right, there's that. So I'm done with this right now, I think. And then, uh-oh, my cardstock's trying to tear right there. Okay, there's one. I think I can get another one out of here. So let's see. If I can, that would be awesome. Yep, I think so. And then I'll have to pull out that other paper and do that. We might have to do a little bit of dry embossing on here too. I'm just gonna have fun creating. I'm gonna save that. Mike can do something with that later. Yeah, we'll probably end up in San Antonio on Tuesday. So I'm pretty sure he wants to go to the movies. He loves the movies. I have no idea what's playing, but his parents are going to go with us. So we'll go either eat lunch or dinner, one or the other. No set agenda, just kind of enjoying the day, just the 4 of us. All right, so there's those. I think I'm done with that. And let's piece this together. You know, there is something else I wanted to do using this paper. There's several things I want to do with this paper. Okay, I do need to, I feel like I might, let me see for a second. What all do we have here? I'm missing something or, whoops. I did this one. Let's see. What did I do with my other? There it is right there. I may have cut the wrong. No, I didn't cut the wrong one. That's what I wanted. Okay, got to do the outside. And then I have one more thing I think I wanted to do. I'm going to do these as well. This, I'll show you what this is going to be in a minute. But before we do that, I'm going to bring this over here and cut this. I'm going to measure this first. This is about 4 inches. So I think I'll do 4 1/4 to be safe. 4 1/4. I'll do a little bit of modification or show you how to modify your sketch just a tiny bit to use those little banners. Okay, so let's cut that. And I'm going to cut, I think, 4 of these. I probably only need 2. Let's see if we can get away with just 2 of these. Oh, yes, the rim is great. Yep. You know, I actually don't like the recliners. I don't, they put too much pressure on my tailbone or something. I don't know, but I'll suffer for Jeff. I've gotten to where, I guess, because I'm sitting here at my desk so much, that I prefer to sit up straight a lot of the time. I don't know. Okay, almost have this. And we'll have to come back and do some of the drinks here in a minute, but I want to get the page started first before we do that. So I kind of can decide what goes where and what I want to cut out for sure. Okay, so there's all of those pieces. So let's get busy. I'll get this out of the way. So who watched Stampin' Up's scrapbook workshop live yesterday? Cindy and I think Lauren is her name. Oh my gosh, they did such a great job. It was so fun. If you didn't see it, it'll be live on Facebook, or you can watch the replay for the next 30 days. But it'll also be on YouTube, hopefully indefinitely. I used the Wildflower Celebrations kit. I'm going to use some removable glue dots. Look at how cute that paper is. That would be a cute background too. Whoops, I got 2. Only needed 1, but I'm gonna tack this down. I like to put glue dots on opposite corners just to hold my paper down so it doesn't shift and it stays and I can see my measurements and all that. All right, and then we've got this piece. Now let me think through this for just a second. I want to see if maybe, let's lay some things out real quick just so we can kind of see what's going on here. We're going to have these pieces up here somewhere. Then my squares are going to go down here like this somewhere. These pieces, like I'm going to have I'm going to get some scissors. I'm going to cut. I'm not sure if I want to. I'll do this one in half, and we'll do one over here. It'll kind of be going out of this area right here. And then this one, I think I can cut in half too, but then I'm going to position it so all you see is the center right there. So it looks like one long strip. So on your sketch, let's see if I can put all these right here. So the sketch does say a 1/2 inch by 10 3/4 inch piece of designer series paper or DSP. So instead, I used those banners to create that. But you could do a long 1/2 inch by 10 3/4 inch strip and then dovetail the ends if you wanted to. All right, so we've kind of got that going on. I'm going to have this a little bit lower because we're going to put our title up here, and then my photo is going to go right here. And I'm trying to decide what maybe I want in the background, and I may have to grab something different. I could do some splattering or there's really not a texture stamp on here. Now there is a cool texture die here, but I can't do that on my big sheet here. It'd have to be on something little. And we might do it on one of our pieces that we cut out just to show how that works. All right. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get I'm going to cut all these apart and then we'll see if we can get them on here somewhere. I may have to get creative with it. My words are a little bit bigger than they probably should have been, but I'll make it work. All right, let's look and see what else we got here real quick. I've got these cute die cuts. I wonder if I could do something fun on them. And maybe I'll just do that texture. I don't know if I want to bring in florals or not, but I'm going to keep these handy because I may want to dry emboss. Kind of have an idea, so I might do that. And then what's next? Okay, so I've got my design. Let me show you. So I've got the base page, the next layer. We've got all this done except for the circles, and the circles are representing more of the elements that we're going to use. So those will be some of the drinks probably with some of the fruit. You can do one up here too, and then the journaling right down here. And now I'm just considering what I want to do. If I just want to do some splattering or maybe a texture of some kind. I'm looking right now at my stamps and I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not. There's one. How about we do this? Because I'm pretty sure this is still available. See our elements of text. This has been one of my favorites. This was an online exclusive, I believe. Probably in March. Not 100% sure. I'm going to type it in and see. Hopefully it's still available. It is. Elements of Text Cling Stamp Set. It's currently unavailable right now, but there's a cool feature on the website now that you can request an email when it becomes available now. So if something's currently out of stock, they'll email you when it comes available again. And you can earn $5.20, not on this one because it's not available, but it also tells you how much you can earn on every product that you look at. And we're giving double rewards. It ends today on the Stampin' Rewards. So instead of like on this one, if you're able to buy it, it's $26. So you would normally get $2.60 in rewards. Today, you're going to get $5.20. So let me look and see what I want to use. I think I'll just do some of these splatters. I haven't used that a lot. And I can't do that. The um, cloud cover ink that's in the in colors will not be made available because there was an issue with the color. They are going to allow us to buy the reinkers and the Stampin' Spot, so the little bitty ink pads. I'm looking real quick because I actually have the ink pad because they sent it to me to work with my um, on stage presentation. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I think it's in my on stage presentation thing still. But really, that's kind of the color I think I want to use, just the way I've got it going on. So I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. Yep. Maybe not. I guess I won't get to use it because I don't know what I've done with it. Is it in there? I don't have everything quite put away yet. Oh well, bummer. Okay, what other color do I want to go with? Let's look at some of these others. I guess I could do strawberry slush. I'm looking at my papers to see what we got going on here. I could do the Secret C and stamp off a couple of times, so I think I might do that. I'll just bring in some scrap paper. So I have got to do some cleaning up around my space because I've picked up stuff and put stuff different places. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do it right here. And we're going to do this one. I'm kind of pretty sure I want to get it about right there. So let's stamp it a couple of times and see what we get. So probably third generation. And I'm looking at some of my other colors just to double check. I want to be careful not to wobble it. All right, I'm going to do it right kind of back here. So there's a little bit, and this is good too because it's kind of like drink splatter, splashes. Maybe about right there. I got to leave enough room for those alphabet titles or whatever I come up with. Let me take it and make sure I have plenty of room. I think I'll put this right down here in this corner, kind of like that. Okay. And then I'm going to do it, let's do it like this so I don't get any on the pattern paper. So we kind of got a triangle going there. And I wonder if I should do, okay, I will. I love how I talk to myself. I'm gonna lift this up. We don't have any of this down quite yet. There, and then I need something up here, I think. And we'll do it like we'll do it right up in here. Okay, that'll work. That's just gonna give us a little texture around the page. Put that away. Again, that was Secret C. one of our new in colors. So all these colors we have on here so far are the in colors. All right, so how is everyone else doing today? What are y'all up to? I'm going to start with this down here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down. I'd love to know, are you doing any other type of crops online? Or are you at a crop? Okay, I haven't even put this piece down, so I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's bring all this here, and then we'll work from the bottom up, adhering all that. So I only want to put adhesive on the outskirts of this, since there's no paper in the middle back here. This will be just enough to go around and adhere to that strawberry slush. And I want to kind of move it around. I'm pretty sure that's the way I had it. And we should have a 1/2 inch border all the way around ish. Okay, that'll work. And then this piece we can put down next. I already put blue on this one. And we're going to put it about 1 inch for the white. So about 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches up from the bottom. Then we can put not these pieces. Well, we need to work with all of these. I'm going to put this one. I'm not going to put tape all the way to the end so I can tuck these in there, but it'll center right here. And then here's the 6-inch mark. So that should be pretty close to center. And then let's do one of these tucked in right here about center. Do another one tucked in over here. Just trying to make it look like it's one long piece. Oops, I did that one really close. So, and then I want these a little bit closer than over here. So leave adhesive off those edges if you want to tuck these in a little bit easier. All right, that looks pretty good. And then these pieces tuck right in here. And now it's looking like one long piece. All right, there's that. And then we can go ahead and adhere this piece to this one. Now, if you wanted to cut out the center of that to save some of that, you very well could. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And we just want to make sure we're leaving plenty of room. Might even come in about right there, maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, about right there. Okay, I think that's good. And then I can go ahead and put my photo down as well. This is a 4x6 photo. I just had it print a white border. I have that option. on my Apple photos. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now we need to figure out our title. So let me grab that Chat GPT list again. And I was thinking of doing just a sip of love. That won't take too many letters. So let's play with that a little bit. Probably, I'm gonna have to figure out where my words, my journaling are gonna go to. A sip, let me find of love. There's an E, there's an O. So I'm just gonna kind of pick up letters and see what I need. Sip of. Okay, I think we should have more than enough. And I already did sip, sip of love. I already did that for. Need another O. Of. All these obvious ones. There's a V for my love. There's an L. A sip of S. I need an S, P, and F. And wouldn't you know it, they're probably all going to be at the bottom. There's an S. There's a P. No, that's an R. Is that a P? That's an R. There's an R. There's a B. There's an F. Hey, I just need a P. A P. Okay, I found it. All right, and here I have a tip. If you haven't followed me and been watching my lives on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m., you can go back and catch all the replays on YouTube. I have videos from last June till now. But here's a little tip for you. When you cut a new color of cardstock with this mini alphabet set, and if you I save my envelopes that I get my dies in. Most of my dies I'll show you here in a minute. I just put these inside of here. So I'm starting a new envelope for each color that I cut. This is the cloud cover. And if you're buying a lot of the dies, this is how I store my dies. So they come in these on a piece of cardboard and they're taped to it. I don't like that. So I bought 5x7 magnet sheets off of Amazon and they're self-adhesive. So I adhered them into the front cover of my stamp set. And then I put my stamp or my dies inside with my stamp set. And then the cover from here, I put in the back. So I've got the stamp set cover here and the die cover here. So there's a little organizational tip for you. And then I have some trays that I store these in that I've started. I need to get some more because I want to have one tray that has all these in there with all the colors eventually. So I'm working on that, but just slowly. All right, so we got a sip of love. Let's get our silicone mat. And we're going to adhere this, so it'll take a few minutes. So we can chit chat if you like, if you have any questions. let me know. Hello, Ruth. How are you? Looking. I think I'm going to start it up a little bit higher. And then I saw Christine. All right. And then I'm just going to go through here. I really prefer this way of using my silicone mat with my adhesive, my dot adhesive to get my letters put down instead of using the adhesive sheets. I just wasn't crazy about doing that step. I tried it and I don't know, I just don't care for it. It won't come off my finger. A sip of, I think I'm spreading them out enough. I hope not too much. I think I just ran out of adhesive, of course. So let's fill that up real quick. Um, Noisy, I know. Sorry. Of course, I don't know if y'all can hear that with my AirPods in. It was loud to me. So I've been getting this dot adhesive off of Amazon too. I really, really liked their big one, but they discontinued it, so now I have to use the little one. So of course it doesn't last quite as long, but I just like the dot adhesive. It's got little dots on it. So that's kind of how it comes out. And it's not super sticky or pulls. Let's see. And I love how you can make it go around that curve. All right, that was kind of a short title. My title from last time was a little bit longer where it went over here, but I'll show that one to you at the end. All right, so a sip of love, and then let's see what we can do with our journaling. I want to get all of this done, and then it'll just be embellishing with the paper that we're going to die cut out. So I print this on a 4x6 piece of either basic white, or I really like to use my white willow 12x12 because I can get 6 sheets, 6 4x6 pieces out of it. And I'm going to cut, and then I do it on my word processor. You can do a text box and make the text box the size that you want, or just do strip journaling like I do here. And I usually do a double space so that I can cut it. And then I'm going to trim off a little bit of this excess over here and then turn it. And then I line up the so that I don't see any of the letters in the gutter area, and that's how I cut them. And then I do the same things like if right here, you can see, if you look real close, you can see that it's in the gutter. I would cut right through those letters. So I just keep moving it until I don't see any of it in that gutter. And you have to watch out for the Y's and the G's. And then I get a piece about that length. So I'm going to run through this real quick and do all of these. And then we'll see how I can make this fit in this spot. I did the journaling for my first page using this sketch a little bit different. And I'll share that with you here at the end. I do have a video on that one too on my YouTube, so you can go back and watch it as well using the May 25 paper pumpkin kit. So I think the video was like the first week of April, somewhere around in there. So about 4 weeks ago, probably. Oh, I'm getting warm in here. Must be warming up outside. We had storms come through last night and it really cooled things off nicely. Some of these pieces I'm putting over here, and I want them to go in the trash. And I'll have to look at my sheet to see how I put these back in order. So this is my very favorite way to do my journaling. I just like the look of the strips. All right, I think that's good. There's all that. So all these pieces are really not big enough to do anything with, so I just throw those away. I could do something with that. You can see I've messed up my journaling, and so I redid it on the other side. I'll just put that in my scraps. So some of those, yeah, you can see the back side of them. Well, that one, oh yeah, that was trash. There's a couple of, I did a bunch of my trash over there. Okay, there, that popped out and put that back in. All right, so I know what some people are doing, but what are the rest of y'all up to today? Give me 1 second and I'm going to see if I can move my fan to where it blows on me a little bit more. There we go. All righty. So here's my journaling somewhere. Okay, right here. Here's my journaling right here. So we'll figure out how this is going to go on here. We're going to have to cut. I guess I'll just do this as I go. I don't know how far, maybe there, and then we'll see how much I can get down here. I may have to do a little bit somewhere else. So I wanted to do, there's the to do something special. Just going to line them up here and then special for mom. So I made a big batch of homemade sangria. There it is. That is sounding really yummy right about now. And gifted it in this pretty, there it is, this one right here. I forgot to do what I wanted to do on these, but oh well. Pretty glass container or canister. Her smile says it all. We laughed. There we go. I think it's going to fit just perfect right here. I was thinking I might have to do like a border of little drinks or something, but I may not have to. We laughed and soaked it up. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something. Give me a second. Mother's Day, I wanted to do something special for mom, so I made a big batch of homemade sangria and gifted it in this pretty glass container. Her smile says it all. We laughed, sipped, and soaked up the sweetness together. Oh, there it goes. There it is. It was a small gesture, and we'll get it all crammed on here somehow. Okay. So I'm going to try to keep it, I think, all within, I don't know, maybe it's this one. I got to bring it down to about, I can snip off a little extra over here, maybe. Okay, let's just put it down and I think we'll get it, we'll be able to make it fit. We'll start up here and just get this up at the very top, right about there. And then I'm going to kind of zigzag back and forth. I'll do and get it pretty close, I think. You'll still be able to tell that it's strip journaling. And then I'm going to take this one and go over this side. Batch of homemade sangria. Maybe not quite as far as that one. Okay. I just like the organic feel, I guess, is what I'm going for when I use this technique. It's not, everything's not so uniform. I feel like it adds a little bit of character to the page. I'm gonna go a little bit further on that one. So we'll have a nice little gap. That I feel like that got a little too close. Pop it up and bring it down. So the journaling ends up being a creative element for me as well when I do this. Do it like that. Make sure I'm getting it straight or pretty straight. This one's about the same length, but I'm going to go this way a little bit. And yeah, they're all going to fit on there. That will work. And we'll see if there's anything I want to do right down here. I might can still do a little bit of something right there. All right, now I think we have everything on the page. So let's do a couple die cutting, a little bit of die cutting. Let me see what else I got over here real quick before I. So we've got these two. That's what I was thinking. Maybe do something a little bit smaller, like right down over here, but I'll have to fussy cut those out if that's what I do. So I'll keep that handy. And I think that's all. We're just going to work out of these pieces right now using, I feel like something fell out, maybe not. So I can cut one or two of these out possibly. We'll see. I think I definitely want to do this one and probably this one. If I do this one, I think I'll have to fussy cut it out. That might be pretty though with two different ones. So maybe I'll just cut one out. And I don't know if I'll do any of these big ones. And then I do know, well, I need several things right here too. So we're going to see what we can cut out. And I have two sheets of these too. See, remember? So they just don't go through my machine. So I do know like all of these, I can cut some of all of this out of this designer series paper. Even the strawberries, the leaves. the limes or lemons, I guess. I could do the limes as well, but I would probably just fussy cut those out if that's what I wanted. They could be oranges too. These are like the little blackberries. It might cut a few of these out. And even cherries. So a few of these individual cherries like this. All right, so we're going to do that. I think that's all we're going to cut out. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to cut this one out of mail. Yeah, we'll see. So let me move this out of the way and we'll bring in our Stampin' Cut emboss machine again. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to try to pull up my strawberry slush squares and do what I was thinking of to add some more texture, but I haven't quite decided if I'm going to do that yet. All right, so I'm going to do this one. And I think I'll go ahead and cut out one of these tall ones just so y'all can see. It'll have to be this one, I think, since there's nothing coming out of it. There's a light gray line to kind of draw out the, like, almost like a pencil line. So did y'all know that Stampin' Up has on-site concept artists that draw and paint all these designer series papers? I think that is just the coolest thing. You can find videos on their YouTube channel, I think, about them talking how they'll show you like the actual concept art. You know, it's like big. And then they reduce them down and color them, you know, make sure the colors are coordinating with the Stampin' Up colors. So there's both of those. And so you could go through and cut out a bunch of these if you wanted to. There's another one. I'm going to cut that one out. I don't know if I want them both purple or maybe this will work. You know, and of course, you could just use these strips full on your scrapbook page if you wanted to, which I'm sure I will do in the next couple of weeks when I feature this collection of products. So there's another one. And then there's that one too. I'm going to go ahead and do it. There's someone's making noise. I don't know who it is. Probably cats. All right, so I do know next week I'm going to try to make up a schedule of what I'm going to do the month of May. So you kind of know ahead of time. Okay, there's that one. I think that's all I'm going to cut out of this. And I might, like I said, might fussy cut that one out, but I haven't decided for sure yet. Now let's work on these little pieces over here. See what all we can get on here. I don't need a ton, but next week we're going to play with the beautiful gallery. I have fallen in love with that collection of products. I did not really care for it to begin with, but I've had lots of assignments and design team projects I've created with it. And now I'm excited to do a whole week's worth of projects using it. So I can't wait. You're going to see it a lot next week, used in all kinds of different ways. Got some surprises as well. All right, can push that up there. I'm just going to start off with one of each. And a strawberry. There's one. It's kind of looking. I guess I'm gonna have to come all the way down here. I've got these others taped over, so I think that's pretty good. And let's do a little cherry. There's one. That's probably one hiding under there. Yeah, so I'm gonna redo this like that. And then I think I can do this one. It's gonna hit that, so it's not gonna let me. I think, like going right in the middle of all this. I'm going to come all the way down here and do this one because I think it will fit good. I think. We'll see. There's stamps of all these dies too, so you could stamp and color them if you wanted to. Oh, I forgot that one. I'm looking at I might need to cut out a few more of the glasses because I do think I want those down in those squares. Or we might just fussy cut a few. And I want to see how that one turned out, if I got the stem or not. I'm not sure. I did. Look, pretty good. So you could just sit here and go through and cut all these little pieces out. And then the ones that don't have dies, you could fussy cut those little pieces out too if you wanted to. I might do a couple more. Um, let's do one more of these, and I have that one. If I can find the die that I forgot to do, but I'm not sure what I did with it. Hiding, it's right there. I can't see it there. That is this one right here. Okay, I'll just do those and then we'll see what we can pull together with what we got cut. Because we just need like 4 little clusters, I think. 4 or 5. 5 would be a better number. Look, since it's an odd number. Then we can cut so much more out of that. But I'm not going to have y'all sit here and watch me do all that. And I might very well cut a couple of these, especially if it looks like wine, since it's sangria that we made. Okay, so for right now, let's kind of look. Could do something kind of like that, or do one up here. I think two would be cool. Got some elements too. I could cut that so it makes it look like it's on the edge there. And I might just do, so I need one here. I don't know if I want that coming out of a drink or like coming out from behind. Something like that might be kind of cute. Oops. But I feel like I need more. Okay. So I think I do need to cut. What was I looking at? Oh, this one right here, maybe. All right, I think lady wants to go out again. I'm going to fussy cut a couple of these out. I'm going to try not to cut any of the actual cups because then I can go around. So maybe these two somewhere. 1 second, lady. Wonder if I should do a tall one for each side. Come on. Let's do it. And let me get them cut out. And I'm going to try to cut them similar to what it would look like if I die cut them out. See how that one has the orange around it. I have the ribbon. I think I do want to bring a little bit of the ribbon just coming out from behind. Oh, maybe just the top one up here. Soften up the edges a little bit. So maybe one there. What other? This one might be fun. So these could really be, maybe not the green ones, but the pinks and the purples would be really good. This one would be fun with the umbrella. And what I like about these is that I'm not having to stamp, die cut out, and then color. Oh, I did. If you'll go to my Instagram page or look in my photos on my Facebook page, you'll see um, another page that I did create a couple of weeks ago with some of this product. I think I just used in colors and the stamp and dies. I can share that at the end too. It's a trying to remember what it looks like. Yeah, it's actually I think another sketch that I made. I haven't shared it yet officially. So I could either be over here or over here. We can kind of overlap some of this. So that's going to fill up these squares. I like this one, so I'm going to do this one for sure. So I think I've asked several of y'all have been on the lives where I was like, who likes to fussy cut? I think Debbie says she'll do it. She doesn't mind it too much. What about the rest of y'all? So this set that's my title. The set is actually called Cheers and Sips. It'll be available on Tuesday, May 6th. That's when our new May online exclusives go live, which is, well, this one is. You won't find this one in the new Stamping Up catalog. It's an online exclusive, so you can only find it online. And then our catalog, our 25, 26 catalog will go live that same day. So there's going to be tons of new products available. I do that one that way. Haven't decided yet. And let's do one more. I like the double cups. So let's see if maybe, well, that's another one just like that. How about, oh, that one's not completely on there. Let's go with this purple one, I think. Yeah, and that'll bring purple. I'm gonna work my way around over there so I don't waste any of these other ones I can use on other projects. I'm just doing a rough cut, get it out of there, and then I'll go around the kind of gray looking pencil line a little bit closer. So it kind of looks like it's a die cut out just like some of the others. I could have actually used the die to cut this one out, but sometimes it's easier just to fussy cut it out real quick. Ruth likes fussy cutting. And Christine doesn't mind fussy cutting. All right, I think that's going to work. We'll have a little bit of ribbon around. I want to do something out of this real quick. That picture might be perfect right over here. Or really, this one would be better because that looks like a thing of sangria. So I'm going to fussy cut that out. And then I think that'll just about finish. It'll go like, I'm just going to put it right over here by that. I know it's kind of like upside, I don't know. We'll look and see how it's going to look. I may do it right side up. But this has all the yummy stuff you would put in your sangria. All right. Somewhere, right? Maybe I will kind of do it like that. Not sure about that little piece. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We can get those on. We can get our ribbon, our embellishments, and we will be done. So I'm following my PDF sketch that I put together today. I actually made the sketch a couple of weeks ago, but if you're on my email list, you should have gotten that. Let me find my ribbon so I don't forget to tuck a little bit of that in there as well. I'm gonna grab, we're gonna layer some of this up. I think I'll do this one not layered. And then let's do it a little bit closer to the title, but maybe off center just a little bit. Then this one, I think I got to get up and let Lady back in. So Charisse is not crazy about fussy cutting. Yeah, these are really easy pieces to cut, really. If you don't have the dies, you could totally fussy cut all of it out. But it's nice to have the dies. And I love that Stampin' Up! Has that option out of their designer series paper. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this real quick. All right, I think I'm gonna overlap it a little bit right there. Gotta have some stuff. What else did I have that over here? I gotta figure out how I wanna put these. If I need more than that, or I put this right here. Let me see. Maybe I'll just kind of put these down. Oh, it's so good. That poured out so much love. Okay, I'm gonna do it right there, and then I can put embellishments or something right around here. Let me do this. I want a little bit. Let's see if I can get it open. There we go. So check out this pretty new ribbon we're gonna get. Similar to that, it's a little bit thinner, but it's similar to the iridescent ribbon that we have. I think I'm gonna have to cut it shorter. I was thinking I wanted it to come out over here somewhere. So let's maybe do it about like that. I'm gonna put a little adhesive right down the center to kind of hold it in place, maybe like that. I already tucked that down. So let me see if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna stick it right down back there. So Jeff made it back home. He went over to visit with his parents a little bit. And maybe I will put a little bit down here too. Let me kind of like that sneaking out there. Just adds a little bit of shimmer. When you're looking at your pages and you're like, "Ugh, it just needs something else." It's usually probably something shiny. It needs some bling. There we go. I like that. All right, and then let's just finish these up. I'm gonna do one down probably each one of these. I got to decide, doesn't matter which side I put it on. One's going to be different than the other, isn't it? I do it that way, and then, yeah, we'll just do it kind of like that. I'm going to do it out here. And I have to, and we'll figure out how to do some of these other little pieces. I might, so I'm not liking this look right here. So I think I'm going to have to do another, cut out one more of these and just do like two of these. Or should I do something totally different, y'all? Just a second. There's not another, I don't think I have any paper that has big um, pictures in it. I'm just looking real quick. I don't think so. I like this, but there's another picture. I'm wondering if I should like do a couple of little wine glasses, or what do y'all think? I like that, but it's not enough. There's something. Let me do this side. I like this purple though, so this one may just get ditched. I don't know. Y'all have any thoughts, suggestions on what I could do? 'Cause I'm not liking um that look. I'll do a little bit longer. Let's see. All right, so that fills up that pretty good. And then maybe watch, I can cut a slit. Need a little, not sure if I see which way would look best. I think I'm just going to do it like that. Oh, the recipe. That's a great idea. All right, so I guess I'll just leave it blank and I will do that. That's a fabulous idea. I might just cut out a little square and add that right now. All right, I'm just going to glue that on there. I think I'm going to put it over here since I have a cherry over there. It's not wanting to stick. Here, a second. Now it sticks, but there, I want it about right there. We have these pieces. We need to finish decorating this up a little bit back here. Let me see. Or I might do it over here. That was a little big. See, doing that and maybe a strawberry. Okay, I'm going to do that. Almost done. Thank you, Christine. That was a great idea. I love that. Like right. I want it to touch. And then we'll put a tiny bit right up at the top, right here. I need it turned a little bit, but I could do it like right there. Just adding some dimension to it. And then I might just do a square. Now, I know I've got some scraps of white around here. So many scraps of white. That was 2 3/4, so probably 2.5. Try that. I'll print this off on my printer and then I'll share it with my page. I didn't cut that square at all. What did I do? 2 1/4, 2 1/4. Okay, try that again. So I might can make it a little bit bigger, but the recipe is going to be super short and simple, so that won't be a big deal. All right, I think, oh, I need to do something with this. Maybe I'll just, let me see if I want it coming out from behind it. Or do I want it coming out from over here? Like that, I guess. Couple of embellishments. My mess. You'll see all my mess. All right, let me tack that down. How great it is to have a group of ladies that will help me out. I always like to put, if they don't have a little bit of adhesive on there, I like to add the adhesive. Sometimes they do, and then sometimes they don't. But look at these. Look how pretty these are. Iridescent looking. And this is just going to add the perfect touch. I'm trying to clean out some of my mess here so it doesn't look so terrible. Let's use, there's 3 different sizes here. So I see a big one can go right in here. I'm going to do it up closer by the, I think I'm going to try, well, yeah, we'll do like right here and then over on this side. And then a small one and go right up here. So that just kind of highlights that area. And then we'll do the same thing over here. If I want it all the way around, I can go like over here. There we go. So that's my whole kind of focal point, mainly right there. And then we'll go right down here. We'll even put it right on the glass. I think I'll put it up here and over here. All right, that's our page. I think I got it all done. Just got to throw in my little recipe right there. Thank you for that idea, Christine. That really makes me happy. And I appreciate y'all for joining me. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, you can screenshot this if you want, or you can sign up for my newsletter, and I'll be sending this out again later this evening for a recap of what I did today, what I managed to get accomplished today after all the Instagram and Facebook issues I was having. But I'm so glad that I got to go live. It helped my stress level come down. It's like, thank you. That's exactly what I needed. National Scrapbook Day should not be stressful. And if it is, we're doing it the wrong way. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate your input from everybody. Hello, Lily. I missed you earlier. I know I commented, I answered your question, but I didn't say hello. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. Enjoy your National Scrapbook Day. Try to get a little crafting in. And remember that it's National Scrapbooking Month. So Stampin' Up is going to be focusing on scrapbooking a lot this month. So even if you're a card maker, be sure to join us. And there'll be lots of fun creativity stuff going on all month long as we share more scrapbooking with the Stampin' Up community. God bless you all. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.